The time has come. One of the most requested videos in the channel history between all of my series. Today, we are tackling the Cranberry County military base. Stay tuned. So I've been looking, and a lot of you are not subscribed to my channel, so make sure you subscribe and help me build one of the coolest YouTube city skylines communities together. So welcome back to Cranberry County. Today we are tackling the entrance and outer area of the military base. A couple of cool things in the background and in the foreground that we're going to go over. And as always, you can find the overview on the bottom right portion of your screen, and you can sit back and relax as you listen to the time lapse. And then at the end, we'll go over some future plans. So let's get started with the time lapse. Today, we dialed in this area. So we're starting off in this area of town. So if you are a regular in this series, you would know that Cranberry County is a hustling and bustling small town with big dreams, and it's come along very, very well. Well, today, and we teased this for probably the last 10 episodes, but today we're tackling the military base, and it takes over this big portion of the map, right? And you can just see the scale of Cranberry County International Airport, the prison, the race district, and all the other districts that we have. Again, I always get caught in going over it, but this is the new district over here, and we're starting off with just this entrance part. And the background that I have is called Buckley Air Force Base. It's in Colorado. Now, I don't know if it's legal or not to look at an Air Force base, but I definitely did. I looked at some Google Earth screenshots, and I tried to emulate it very loosely, you know, trying to take some design language and some layouts from that Air Force base. But the goal is to get kind of a hybrid and dial some things in. So let's go down to the ground, and just to show you guys some hashtag views, this is right off of the highway. So as you guys know, this is just a toll road. So you have the toll road off to the side here, and that's where that military base lives. So if you guys remember, we did the detailing of this toll road and all the highways in Cranberry County. So there's an entrance to the city that actually comes from one of these roads. Again, Cranberry County is a subset of a major city on both sides, so it's kind of stuck in between a major city. So on this way, you have like a US, 2-lane highway that comes down. This highway, the story behind it would be that the highway was probably upgraded to include another 2 lanes, right? So you can have really good military access out in and outside of the county here. And you can see off to the distance these awesome like radar towers that we're going to be utilizing in the next episode. So you can see that little small details driving down along. You have the guardrails on the right side just to protect this area. This area will be like filled with just crazy fences. So you get the gist. You can see some of the property there. We have some of the road layout just spanning the property, and then this is what I like. So coming down adjacent to the property, I mean, you kind of can't really tell that it's a military base, but I think you can, just seeing those radars and different things like that. So this is kind of the outer perimeter. You have that awesome barbed wire fence. We use this from a prison pack, and so that turned out awesome. But you have that fence outlining everything. You have some awesome like overgrown grass on the outskirts, so it looks, it's gonna be pretty tricky to try to break into something like this. Let's go to the front entrance here. So the front entrance is this right here. A couple of things that I'm working on for the next few episodes. I'm working on some custom signs. So here's the deal. I need help. Let's name this military base. I'm not sold on it being an Air Force base. I'll leave that up to the comment section down below. You guys let me know. It could be an Air Force base, an Army base, both Air Force and Army, Marine. Obviously, it can't be a naval base because there's no water. But I'm open to suggestions on what kind of base this should be. So we're gonna put some, like a big huge sign there, a sign there, and then rolling up. I know this is a little bit steep, but when you're zoomed out, it actually looks pretty well. So here's the entrance gate, and this was pretty fun to make. I tried to go overboard just a little bit with it just to see what kind of details that I could add, and so it turned out awesome. Again, it could be an Air Force base. We have this cool like prop plane, and I don't know, it just looked kind of cool. You have the cool restricted area, no trespassing beyond this point, and then you have the security gates here. So you have 2 boom gates here, and then checkpoints here that you have to check in. Also thought it was a cool touch to have these guard towers to make it look a little bit more secure. So you have the guard towers, just some details here. Probably fill that in with some more concrete, but continuing on, there's this cool asset that's like a military base entrance. I took that and used procedural objects and then sunk some of the things in the ground. So it actually looks fairly decent. It looks fairly decent. I got rid of all the military signs and all the military people. So it's a cool like overhang. It's better than my glass technique that I use every single place. The hashtag Candy Fam knows all about that. So right here is just a plain office building, maybe an entrance office building, detailed. You have some of those awesome handicap parking spots in the front. That always makes this look like super realistic. I love how that turned out. Continuing around, just little small details. You have like a little turn off for the police, just in case somebody tries to like come in here. And then we try to make the terrain just a little bit harder to get through. So these are one-way streets up and down from the entrance. So a little bit harder to get through if you're gonna try to breach the military base. A little extra added layer of security. Continuing on, we have the baseball diamonds. And I'll explain, you know, my reasoning behind doing all this. You might think, okay, military base and baseball diamonds. What does that have to do with the military base, right? We have a basic plaza and look like the older part of the military base, like some rundown parking structures here, some abandoned parking over here. I don't know what kind of building this would be. I just saw something similar like this on the in Buckley Air Force Base. They had like an older like outhouse type building. Maybe this is to mix chemicals or something. There's like some pipes and stuff here, and some trash things and some dirt. So I don't know, it looked pretty good though. Got the vanilla trees, I hate those. Over here you would have, I don't know, like a library or some sorts, maybe like a resource center, a classroom, something like that. And that's just the building from the campus. You probably see in the time lapse, but we just jacked that, copied it, and brought it over. It actually filled out really nice. Bunch of detail. Again, this base is old, so that's the aesthetic that we're trying to go with. So we're using a lot of decals and stains and things like that to make the illusion that this base has existed for a while, right? But the trees are pretty. You can't knock the fact that the trees look really good. Continuing on, just have an open green space with some dirt and some different tufts and some overgrown grass. Looks super realistic. I love how that turned out. Then we have a gym. We have a gym and then a library as well. So that's the library model. Then you have the gym over here. So you can go work out at the gym if you need to. And then some great greenery behind and around. So you can park in the back, park in the front, go on a walk, go for a stroll. Looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then you have what do they call this? The commissary. I know they used to call it the BX on the Buckley Air Force Base here in Colorado. And basically it's just a general store, right? A general store on the Air Force, or excuse me, on the military base property that people can shop at, and you can get different supplies. I remember going into one when I was really young, and I remember it looking like a Target. Like straight up it looked like a Target. So if you're an active military or or a veteran, let me know down below what this store would be called. Again, educate me. I've done a little bit of research, but I would love for this project to be very collaborative. And you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what I should build on this and everything. And so, but yeah, that is the general store. Little details. I didn't do much in terms of detailing and not like crazy in depth. So I won't really go over that. And then lastly, we have these satellite towers. So what I did, and these things are like twice as small, so I actually made them very, very big in scale. If you look at it, like obviously the models don't render well, but they're pretty massive. And when you're looking at them, you can see them from literally all the way. I'm gonna go first person here. You can see them from all the way in University City, right? And that's kind of the goal, right? You would have these kind of elevated on a hill, and you'll be able to reach communications all the way from the prison there down to Gannett. You have the airport over there. You can see the airport control tower. You can see University City way, way off in the distance. And so obviously with the Candy Oil Company right in front. So that turned out super, super, super good. You can see Belmont way down there. If you guys can see, it's right in the center there. Like right there, you can see Belmont. So yeah, built those look awesome. Okay, so let's talk about some future casting for the next episode. So check this out. I need to explain like what we're doing and the next episode, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, if you've been watching, just to stay up to date on this project specifically, right? So here's the plan. Loosely, the plan is to fill in all of these spots with different office type buildings. We have some like factory and pretty much like technology industrial would go here, right? So that's going to be part of next episode. Also, we're going to build in some housing. So this is going to be like a residential zone, residential area on this side. And then ending it off, we're going to build the runway over here. So it's going to span like from here to here. And then interior inside of here will be the hangars where you'll see the tanks, the helicopters, all the military Humvees, all that stuff will go here. So we're really playing off of like an American military base where you have housing, you have leisure, you have a gym, a library, a store, a bunch of housing over here. Probably even fill some of that up. And then just, I mean, people will live here, they'll work here, and they'll go out on assignment here. And so planes will be able to land here. I don't know if I can do that functionally yet. I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe there's like a hangar or some sort of airport trigger that only allows you to trigger like fighter jets, but we'll have hangars with fighter jets in it. I got some C-200s. I got a bunch of stuff. Let me show you guys. I got a lot of stuff. Ending the episode, I do want to show you. And I have a really cool mod with, it sorts all my props and everything that I buy or everything that I download. And it's really cool because I can sort it by all the recent things I downloaded. So I download a bunch of flags. Like I have Marine Corps, depending on what kind of base we have. So that actually should go in the front. We should have like a bunch of flags up here in the front. Big oversight, right? Let's add some really quick. Like the American flag should be all over here. Does it wave? Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's a screenshot right there. But nonetheless, see, I can get so sidetracked, huh? You guys love me. So we have things like barricades. We have walls, flags. Here's a couple of these hangars. Check these out. We have like these. Look at these, man. What is that even called? RNAF B737. Dang. I mean, that just looks crazy. Look at these. That looks like a 747? Or it's an A320. Helicopters. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Like a C-100. A bunch of those, man. We got to get a bunch of those. Get some hangars for that. Look at this hangar. It's like sunken into the ground. That just looks so good. Some fighter jets. Check those out. Boom. We got some housing for the suburbs. Those houses are really fancy though. Probably be something more around those lines. I'm like, those houses look stupid fancy. And then here's our vehicles. So we have like this little bit. I don't know what this building is. What's this building? Oh, it's a hangar. Yo, look at this hangar, y'all. Imagine like a bunch of these like next to each other. Oh, that looks super, super realistic. I love that. We have some trucks, just different props like that. Here's one of the planes that I use on top of the building, like some old school warplanes. We have another hangar here. So those planes could probably live in there. A selection of Humvees. We have our tanks. These tanks probably could live in here. Some helos, different vehicles, anti-aircraft missiles. We have these like little barracks. So when we do like, I think like a little portion of one of these squares will be some older school military housing. So that's what those are the mods we'll use, or models we'll use. It's like a cool plane. It's more fighter jets. I keep saying fighter jets. More hangars, and you guys get this is one of my favorites. Look at that, like an anti-tank missile defense system. That looks so cool. You got bunkers, different things like that. So yeah, we have a bunch of assets to play around with. I'm super excited, man. Check these out. Like, look at that. Cool models. I don't know who used or who made these or created these. Make sure to check the workshop, but look at that tank. Got tanks for days, man. All these fighter jets. This looks so, so good. Look at that Humvee. Dang. We're going to detail so much stuff, man. It's going to be so fun. Bunch of concrete lines. It's going to be good. Look how big this plane is. Jeez Louise. I used to play Call of Duty, so I'm like, man, call him the AC 100. Used to love doing that. So awesome. Well, that will end this episode. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to get better and better as time goes on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.